next degree goes to Sri Deepak Ajit Shende from Bangalore. Deepak Ajit Shende is the founder and chairman of Kingdom Calling.
Hi, just getting the video right. Here we go. Welcome to Relationship Goof Ups with me. And I really feel if this session can be understood in its basic nature, a lot of confusions, misunderstandings that happens in relationships can be avoided. Experientially, I have seen it, observed it, gone through it. And you will not like my next sentence. The truth is, generally, cannot say truth, but generally speaking, we are immature people when it comes to relationships. Because never in our schools or colleges or universities, relationship as a subject is ever taught to us. So expecting understanding of relationship to its core is next to impossible. If you ever observe, you also would have experienced in your personal life that maximum misery in our life is all because of relationships. 10% is our personal sadness, personal issues, personal problems, personal pain. But 90% of our misery in our life, sadness in our life, disturbance in our life is all because of our inability to understand and handle relationships. And it's a lifetime pursuit. Relationships, which I personally can say it one statement, is like this. Relationships are like roads, always under maintenance, work in progress, especially in this part of the world. It's always under maintenance. Relationships are like our Indian roads, with all respect to my nation. It's always under maintenance. I know we have a limited time on this session right now, just little less than 1 hour. There is so many things to discuss, but I think I will attempt to cover some very basic aspects which can create some goof ups which are just unimaginable, and that can be just avoided, sorted out, a simple understanding. So first, as I said, that relationships are always under maintenance, and we are not people who have been taught anything on relationship. Whatever we have learned from our parents, from our families, by seeing other people how they relate with each other, and with our personal instinctive experiences, what we have gone through in relationship, we have come to our own understandings, our own perceptions, our own views on relationships. And in given context, every perspective makes sense. In any given context, the one who is speaking always seems to be right. And in other person context, the other person seems right. So the most craziest part of relationship is both can be right at the same time, because their context base is very different. Separately they think. So in any relationship, there are three sides: my side, your side, and right side. And rarely we will ever come to know the right side. Who is the better communicator and who is able to convince and who gets convinced? That's what it happens. And challenge in relationship is, even if you're mentally convinced, most of us are never emotionally convinced. So I'm going to just put forward few goof ups that happen because of immaturity, ignorance, negligence, maybe overlook, maybe because of ego. But there are some basic things which we can get right. I think we can really avoid some major goof ups that can occur because of small issues. Major problems, we all know how to deal with it because now it needs your attention. But these irritants that happens on a day-to-day basis in relationship are actually very irritating. And when we go down to the core or to the basic cause when it occurred, you'll be surprised that something very simple, very basic, we just missed it. And getting it right can be the best gift you can give to enjoy your relationship, because we are people. I think they're using a wrong word in today's context about social distancing. I think it's more about physical distancing, because we cannot live in social distancing world. What they basically mean to say is maintain physical distance, 3 feet gap between two people when you meet in a social gathering or otherwise. It's more about physical distancing. We cannot have social distancing because we are social human beings, social animals, and people need people. It's the basic law of relationship. People need people. We are not islands. The worst punishment given to people or to any human being is solitary confinement. You have to live alone in a dark room for a lifetime, and it can be maddening. And it actually is maddening. So let's take it, we all need people in life. It's one thing to understand how to build relationship, but that is not the idea of today's session. But just cover up some places, some points, some aspects which unwantedly create goof ups. First goof up, which I have experienced, seen, done, gone through it and grown through it, is this. We have never taught others how they should teach us. We think people just know how to treat people. No, it's not like that. The major goof up which we have done in our relationship is, we just have taken this for granted that people know how to behave. People know how to treat you. People just know how to relate with you. See, I have a very distinct personality that I live with, because people whom I work with, live with, is from the age bracket of 2 years, because I also run preschools to 92-year-old people who have either gone through my program or I know them as families of my students. Then I also run college where I relate with the youth. I also teach, train, guide, mentor, age bracket 18 plus till onwards. Now, very few people have this kind of lifestyle. Most of them will have to only relate with one group for a longer time of life, dominant part of their life. So when little ones treat me differently, youngsters treat me differently, relate with me differently, elderly people relate with me differently, older people relate very differently with me, men differently, women differently, boys, girls, everything. Now my challenge here is, I have to always keep telling and keep on teaching all the age brackets at different point of time this is not how you treat me. For a little child, I am nobody. So they can treat me the way they want to. They hug me if they want to, if they don't hug me, if they don't want to. Sometimes they will throw tantrums on me, and I don't mind because they are children. But same treatment I cannot take from a grown-up person. And I have to keep teaching all the people at some point of time, that's not how you relate with me. That's not how you behave with me. Similarly, I think each one of us have to take up this responsibility to teach everybody in our life how they should treat you. We just think people just know. For example, I'll give you common phrases that we use on your day-to-day lives in our families. A newlywed girl or a newlywed bride in the new house is expected to behave in certain ways which she is not aware of it. So the in-laws sometimes keep complaining. This much also she does not know how to behave. But that is how she must be behaving in her house, and that was okay in that house. But in this house, how should she behave has to be told her, has to be told to her, has to be taught to her. And we just think she should just know it. How will she just know it that in this house there are few things to be done in a certain way or that fashion or that manner? How will she just know? And we expect people to just know. For example, in my world, when I started as a trainer, everybody had to call me by my name Deepak. Nobody calls me Sir, Deepak Ji, Mr. Plain. And I have to. So many people, nobody, you are elder to us, you are senior to us, you are like our teacher, so we want to call you as Mr. or Deepak Sir. I said, no, everybody calls me Deepak. Now, I have to keep on teaching them how should they treat me. Because for them, it's a new culture, new way of training. And I have to keep doing this all my life. Somehow we think they should know it. How somebody will just know it? I remember after I got into training and teaching and really grew phenomenally in my field. One of those days I was walking in the streets of Pune, MG Road. I live in Bangalore right now. I just gone to Pune to meet my mom and my family there. I was walking on MG Road. Suddenly one of my schoolmates who met me after almost 10, 12 years, and he has not known my journey from where I have become what I have become. So I had acquired certain amount of pride and some kind of status position in my world, and I have outgrown my earlier world. So as a youngster, I used to be like a typical brat and all those mischiefs and other things. This boy was from that group. I was walking on the MG Road, and this guy come from back. His name is Pankaj, I still remember. He came and just gave tap on my head backside and say, "Hey, kya re? What are you doing here?" And now for last 10 years, nobody has treated me like that. I turned back and I was fuming with anger because nobody treats me like that. For the kind of work I do, the kind of pride I carry, my ego was hurt, and I turned back and said, "This was the last time you hit me from backside. And you don't treat me like this." My friend was shocked because I had never spoken to him like that, because he still related with me what I was earlier. Now I realize I have to teach him how should he treat me now. Then context was different. Today context is different. I think we take it for granted that we think people just know how to behave, how to relate. So we have to teach people. Otherwise, people will behave the way they want to behave and they think they are doing right. And we goof up thinking that why they just don't know how to behave. For example, when you go to a theater, they will tell you, "Patrons, please make sure your mobile is switched off or on silent mode. Don't disturb the whole thing." Otherwise, if that instruction is not given, don't presume that people just know it, that they should not be doing this. You have to write down in temple, "Please maintain silence." It's supposed to be obvious, right? But no, it's not obvious. We have to keep reminding people all the time, that is how you should treat me, that is how you should relate with me. So in case if few of you are being not treated well in your world, in your family, in your life, in your friend circle, it is not the mistake of others. It is your mistake that you never told, you never taught. That is not how you treat me. That is not how you relate with me. I want to be treated this way. Whether it is with respect or love or what it is, we just presume that they should know how to treat me. No, they will never know it till you don't teach them. I know there are people, especially in this part of the world, we have a lot of pet names. You have some name, official name, and you still have pet names which are being called in the home, back home, even if people have grown up. Now that is okay in the house. I have seen people don't even have this understanding that in a public forum, in an official meeting, you cannot call somebody by their pet name. It's so embarrassing. Now they will keep doing it because you have never told them that is not how you're supposed to do. So I think it is a responsibility, and we should take up this onus on ourselves that we have to teach people how should they treat us. We just don't do that. And especially if it's a new relationship, especially it's a new culture, especially it's a new set of people, a new group that you have joined, then either you have to learn how to treat people in that group, or you have to tell that group how should they relate with you and treat you. If you don't do that, don't expect people to treat you the way you like it. And this is a very simple major goof up which we keep doing it. We just don't teach people how should they treat us. If your child throws tantrums at you all the time when they talk to you, when he or she talks to you, then I think that is how you have taught your child to do. They hit their legs on the ground, they throw tantrums, they make noises, they throw abuses, they cry, they scream, they roll on the ground for something they want from you as a parent. Then it is not the mistake of the child. That is how you have taught your child to behave for getting few things in life. Don't just expect children should know how they should behave in a supermarket. No, they will not know. Similarly, all other people in your life, in your family, in your relationship, they just don't know. It is not that they cannot treat you the way you want to, but they just don't know how they should treat you. And it becomes our responsibility to make sure to teach everybody and explain everybody as long as it is required to do. Keep reminding, don't talk to me like this. If somebody speaks to you loudly, that is how you have taught them, knowingly, unknowingly. That is how you like to be spoken. If you people talk to you only with abusive words, because when they first time spoke with you in some abusive language, you didn't correct them. You didn't tell them, boss, I don't like the way you speak. I don't enjoy anybody calling me abusive words or slangs in the way you speak. Talk to me. You never told, so they thought it's okay. If you don't explain them, they will think that is how you like it, so they kept doing it, and that has become the norms of that relationship. If people are disrespecting you, the only reason must be you never told them, you never taught them, no boss, it is not acceptable. You have to speak to me in a tone that is respectable, loving, concerning, caring, not shouting tone, not screaming tone, not egoistic tone, not commanding tone. If you have not done that, you are responsible for the goof up. So please, if you want to get it right, start explaining, teaching, communicating long enough to your people who matter a lot to you. This is how you want to be treated. It's not easy to do that, but that is the only way to get it right. It might take with relationships which are already there with you for quite some time. But if you go into a new relationship or a new circle of friends or new office or new premises or new culture, I think this time don't miss it and don't miss it. Make sure you keep telling people, teaching people, explaining people how you like to be treated. And I'm telling you, people will treat you the way you would teach them to treat you. It's a rule of relationship. That is how it works. And this confusion, this goof up, you can avoid, so get it right. Number 2, the deadliest one. I know you would have guessed it right. Assumptions. Major goof up in relationships. Assumptions. We just live on assumptions. We just make assumptions for almost everything. And on a daily basis, God knows how many assumptions we make. With people, with incidents, with experiences, with everything, we make so many assumptions all the time. I think this is one of the major root cause for so many goof up and misunderstanding that happens in almost every relationship. Assumptions. I thought you did not like it. I thought you might not like it. I thought you were busy. I thought you. On what basis is there? There is no basis for you to make any assumption. There is no clarification. There is no support system. There is no logic behind. And we just make assumptions left, right, center all the time. Assumptions. They'll kill your relationships. They'll take away the entire happiness and peace of a relationship just because we have this very, very strange habit of making assumptions. What all we assume? Children will always keep assuming that when the dad comes or they want something from the dad, looks like today dad's mood is not good. It's written there somewhere on his forehead. Bad mood, bad mood, bad mood, bad mood. Red light flickering there. That is how he looks all the time. But assumption. I think today dad's mood is not good. Let's talk to mama and mama will go and talk to papa. And you will be surprised to know that actually mama's mood is bad and papa's mood was good. And mama will mess it up for you completely because her mood was bad and you went and told her, mama, this is what we expect from papa. Please, can you go and talk on behalf of us? And mama gives you back, left, right, center, and you think, oh, this is a shock. Yeah. Assumptions. And how much does it take? And what does it take? Nothing. Just to get clarified, just to check, just to ask a couple of questions and you're done with it. That's about it. But we live on assumptions. Somebody just looks at you. I've told you, I shared with you, I run a college, Kingdom College, and sometimes there will be these youngsters, they're always wanting a reason to do something. Somebody from other group is just looking at this side, they start making assumptions. Why is he staring here? What is he up to? Is he trying to do something? Nothing is there. Simply that guy was looking this side and they make assumptions and it turns out into fights, arguments. Why? And when you go and check with them, what was the reason? And you'll come to know there was actually no reason. They created a reason just because of their assumptions. Assume. Employees want to get a holiday or get some advance, some loan from the boss. My God, how much drama will happen there? Let me check if boss's mood is good or not. I don't understand how by seeing somebody or somebody's face you can make a judgment that somebody's mood is good or bad. Because I have seen some faces are so neutral, we can't make out are they happy or sad. And there are few people who look very happy, but actually they're very sad inside. And some people look very sad, but they're actually happy. So much confusion is there. I don't know where people have got some phenomenal ability to just look at somebody's face and come to an understanding the person's mood is good or bad. They will just peep from the small opening in the boss's cabin and peep inside and come back and say, oh, today I won't ask for leave. Today I won't ask for loan. Looks like boss is in a very fiery mode. What basis? Assumptions. How many assumptions have we made? If you sit back and check, you'll realize how many beautiful moments of life we have missed only because of this very, I don't know, can I call it wicked, but not wicked, but very strange habit of assumptions. Goof up, big goof ups. I know somebody came to meet me from quite a distance, and I was standing on the terrace of my office with little, with little serious face, thinking something, contemplating. And after some time, I saw this guy was not. So I called up and asked him, "Yeah, I just saw from the corner of my eyes you came to meet me. Then what happened? I am not able to see you in my office." That guy who was already left 20 minutes back saying, "No, I'm going back home." Like, what happened? "No, I came to meet you, but when I saw you were very tensed. So I thought if you're tensed, I don't want to talk to you. So I left. I'll come tomorrow." I said, "Who told you I am tensed?" "No, you were standing there with a hand like this and very stern face. I thought you're in tension." I said, "I in tension? I'm supposed to take away your tension, and you think I'm in tension? Now, on what basis did you make the assumption?" "No, I felt like that." How? How? How do you feel? How do you get these thoughts? On what basis? Yeah, if you come and ask me, "Deepak, are you in tension something because I want to discuss something very important?" and clarify to you, "No, I'm not. I'm just standing here, just waiting for you, just lost in my thought, nothing else. Tell me what happened." And it is done. Just a question to be asked, just to get clarified, or you can just clear, or you can just go and actually ask, "No, are you in good mood because I have to discuss something important?" Is it a difficult question to ask? You're looking in a very bad mood. Are you really bad mood, or just because you saw me, you have become like that? "No, what happened?" "No, I will discuss something very important matter with you. Can we discuss?" The person, let him say, "Yeah, let's discuss tomorrow. I'm in a very bad mood." Okay. I have to clarify. We're done, no? Just to ask a simple statement like this, a simple question like this, and discuss something very important with you. If you're in right frame of mind, can we have a talk, or will come later on? The person will either clarify to you or get, yeah, we can discuss, nothing major. I'm absolutely in a right frame of mind. And you can just go ahead with your communication, finish your talk, get the work done and complete. Or I know it's a very common platform, but in Hindi, there is a very phenomenal phrase which people use. "मुझे लगा." कैसे? "मुझे लगा आपका मूड अच्छा नहीं है." कैसे? How did you know? And assumptions, I have seen people make assumptions like crazy. Oh, again, just one girl in the college, because they were walking together in the staircase, looked at him, smiled, and said hi, and went. That's it. A general courtesy anybody will practice. And this girl, just because he was walking next to her on the staircase, she turned at him and said hi, and she went. Now this fellow has started making assumptions and build and castle in the air about his entire future with this girl. And then he goes up, and by the time he comes down, he sees the same girl with some other boy holding the hands, walking down. His entire future is gone. Just within few minutes, he built a future, and his future came crashing down. Why? Because he made a fabulous assumption. What a goof up we do in life. What a goof up we do in life. See, we are the people, we do some crazy things. Same thing which we do very crazily, can we do it real? Example, I'll tell you. So many times we call people late in the night at around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and the person picks up the call. Okay, listen to this communication. We call somebody at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and the other person receives the call and picks up, "Hello," and we ask, "Were you sleeping?" Now, what question is this? Which means you have the ability to clarify, no? Were you sleeping? If he was or she was sleeping, will they pick up the call? They won't pick up the call, right? But didn't you ask even then? Same thing I'm asking you. Then making assumptions when you're in waking state. Can you not ask, are you in bad mood? Are you really like this? Same question you can ask. You ask, no. I'm sleeping in the bedroom. My wife comes and asks me, are you sleeping? If I'm sleeping, I won't answer. If I'm not sleeping, I'll answer. No, I'm not sleeping. Come, it's okay. We can talk. Suppose I'm just lying down, sitting I'm just lying down with eyes closed, thinking about something. That doesn't mean I'm sleeping. She can come. I came to the room, but you were sleeping, so I didn't disturb you. I was not sleeping. You assumed I was sleeping. I was not sleeping. Clarify, no? Is it so difficult? Huh? Strange goof up we have done. Guesswork. I don't understand why you test people in relationship. People have called me on phone and asked, guess who? What confusion is this? Are we playing Kaun Banega Karodpati? Then I will ask, give me 4 options. You like it? Guess who? Straight away tell, no. We have time to waste like that. Guess who? Okay, this is okay. This is a very friendly talk, so understandable. Guesswork. The husband asked the wife, our 10th anniversary is coming. What do you expect? Tell clearly, no, I want X, Y, Z, no. The wife will tell. Guess. Guess. Why? He's asking, no. Either assumption, if you truly love, you will know what I want in life. We live in a world, my dear friends, where even when we tell them very clearly we want like this, we still don't do it. Which world are you staying where you assume that if they truly love me, if they truly love you, they will do it for you? How? You want a birthday bash for your birthday. Tell your family, no, I want a birthday bash. Assumption. If they truly love me and they truly care for me, they will give me a surprise party. Surprise party for you will be, there will be no party for you. Can you take it? Will you be able to handle it? But assumption, made a goof up. Once in a year only birthday will come. And that too, if it comes in the month of April, it only lockdown nowadays. Clarify? No. I'm asking you, no. This anniversary, where you want to go? For 3 nights, 4 nights, 1 week, 2 days, wherever. You tell. Last year I have already told you what I want next year. What you told yesterday only, we don't remember. What you told last year, how will somebody remember? But guesswork. Why so many guesses are required in life? Especially in relationship. What? I somehow feel few people, know, they always love to test their love in relationship. Always. Do you know what is my favorite holiday destination? No. Suppose I say no, does that mean my love for you is less? Guess what is my favorite color? Guess who I have invited to home. Guess small things only. If you have gone through the sufferings, you will be able to relate with me. If not, you will feel, is this a goof up? It is a major goof up. Why will you make a guesswork to keep happening all your life? Cannot we keep it straight, simple, plain? Just say it, no? What you are feeling, what you are thinking, what you want, what you expect, can we just not say it? Is it so difficult? People just don't understand. And look at it. You want the other person in the relationship to know what you're going through. Okay. You really want the other person in the relationship to know what you're going through, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Say it, no? No, you won't say it. You will do everything else except saying it. Your body language will change. You might walk fast. You might beat your feet on the floor. You might bang the doors. You might keep the vessels, glasses, things on the table with a lot of sound and noise. All that we will do. All that drama we will do. All that emotional drama we will do. All those tantrums we will throw. we'll bang the doors, we will make noises, we will make faces. Very awkward. It is something, it's called as Cold War. Have you seen, all of you would have gone through Cold War between two people, three people within the family. Nobody speaks to anybody, anything. But everybody, body language is releasing those vibrations, those vibes which you know are not very comfortable. It's very awkward. And you just feel like, what is it? I'm not able to understand. What is it? I want to understand. So please say it. What you're going through, what you're feeling, if it is disturbing you, can you just not put into words and just say it? It is so difficult. Yeah, I know it is difficult, but you have to say it. It is better than throwing tantrums. It is better than that your awkward, dirty, ugly body languages which most of us use. Make faces, the tone, the sarcasm, the taunting remarks. All that we will do, that also need effort, to make faces, to throw tantrums, to throw those sarcastic comments and those body languages, that speed of your walk and banging thing, that also needs effort. But that is so immaturish. It is so childish. What is required at that time is sit, look at the person, let the eyes meet, and say, I know it is difficult to speak, but I want to share with you. I just don't like what you did. I just don't like the way you relate. I just don't like the way you behave. I just don't like the way you speak. I just don't, whatever it is. या तो बता दो, या तो पूछ लो. Either say it or ask. Matter over, is done. No. We love Cold Wars. We just love Cold Wars. The kind of strain the relationship goes through because of this Cold War. Nobody talks. I have a very special name for it. I call it as withdrawal syndrome. You just will not speak. You will just not speak. That's it. And there is so many ways of communications that we have today. You can say it through words, you can say it through letter, you can say it via somebody, you can say it through message, you can send it through mail, you can do it, post on Instagram, you can do 100 things you can do, but you will not do anything. My dear friends, when relationship is going right, even if you don't speak a word, everything is understood. But when relationship is going through difficult time, that is where you have to speak, even if you don't want to. And that's the major goof up we do. When relationship is going through testing time, difficult time, strain time, Cold War, that is where we need to put effort. Sit, even if it is not very easy. It's quite awkward. Your ego is on high. You're hurt. You are feeling like whatever you're going through. But that is where you have to sit and discuss and share and talk. Either clear it or clarify the whole thing, but you have to sit and discuss. But that is the time when we withdraw. And we withdraw means we really withdraw. And what is the strangest thing in that relationship? You know what? This withdrawal is not going to be a lifetime withdrawal. It is going to be temporary. You know it. You know it. Because after that argument or that awkward moment or after that Cold War, don't tell me you will not speak for lifetime. You will speak, no. It might take 6 days, 7 days, 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe 1 month. But eventually we all will patch up and speak, no. Is it worth to let go of the peace and harmony and happiness and joy of that 7 days or 2 weeks or 1 month just by not talking? Because you're not going to stay like this for lifetime. You also know that. And it is not the first time it is happening that you're not going to speak or you're not speaking. It happened multiple times. Then why will you withdraw from communicating for days together, weeks together, under the same roof, within the 4 walls, on the same bed? Isn't it crazy? And what is required? One of you have to say, let me talk. Let me talk. Because there is a huge ego in between two people that time. Who will speak first? Why should I only speak first? How does it matter if you speak first all the time? How does it matter? No, other person will take me for granted. Who is that person? Stranger, outsider. That person may be your mom, that person may be your dad, maybe your spouse, maybe your child, maybe your in-law, daughter-in-law or son-in-law, or it is mother-in-law or father-in-law. Your people only, right? If your people do not have that freedom to take you for granted, then who will? Outsiders is okay, really. Why should I only? Why not? Why not? Every time there is a goof up, every time there is something happens, I always pick up the call and put an effort to speak or a message. Even if at times I take some time, but I still make sure that if not me, if somebody is taking initiative, I'll respond to it. Never ever close the gates of communication on a relationship and in a relationship. There's the only way you can get it right. Any relationship goof up can be sorted out only through talks, only through communication and nothing else. We just stop communicating. Is this not crazy? And what has been the reason? If you go to the root cause, it has sometimes been very cheap, petty issues for which we don't speak. Withdrawal syndrome means what patience people have. You talk about I don't have patience. I have seen people practicing patience in these moments for days together, weeks together, months together. Really. And then for good things, we don't have patience. For right things, we don't have patience. But when we are in argument mode, when we are in a fighting mode, when we don't want to talk to each other because of small misunderstanding or what, we don't talk with each other for days together, weeks, months together. From where you get this patience? And what does it require? Nothing. Any one of you, just go and sit and talk. Okay. Take care. Let's clarify. What's bothering you? What is about me that is not you're not able to get it right? What is it that is so much not okay about me that you get so much pissed upon me? Sit and talk. No. What will happen? They will speak some nonsense. They will shout. They will scream but you have broken the ice now. I think you should be the one to break the ice all the time. It's okay. It's your relationship. It's your family. It's your friend. It's your people. And especially now in the COVID time that we are going through, this makes so much sense. You don't even know next morning will the person there with whom we have fought and not able to talk or not talking and maintaining that cold war and withdrawal syndrome, you don't even know tomorrow morning he or she will be alive or not, because every morning to get a news like this loved one is gone, that relative is no more because of this. Still, there's so much of uncertainty in life and we still want to hold on to all these things. And what is the simple goof up? Withdrawal syndrome. Can you just avoid it? Next time when there is a confusion, then there is a misunderstanding, the best thing is sit and talk. Oh, people start, there's no point talking. Whenever I sit for talk, it only will end into argument only. I only have to say sorry at the end of the whole thing. And yeah, correct. You are right. Still sit and talk. Because once ice is broken, it starts melting. When it starts melting, that hardness becomes a flow. Eventually the flow will start. But you have to be the one to break the ice. Without breaking the ice won't melt. And by just withdrawing, it will become even more harder and harder as a ice, and it will break into something else. So I think, don't worry about who should speak first and why should I all the time. It's okay, because the one whom you're going to speak matters to you. That is why it bothers you. If other person's behavior matters to you, bothers you, which means the relationship is important to you, then how does it matter whether you take the lead? It's okay. It's okay. Relationship is not the place to display ego. There are better places in life to display ego. Relationship is the place to display love, care, concern. And the only way I know to bridge gaps is only through communication. The major confusion which we create and goof up which we create is withdrawal syndrome. Major withdrawal syndrome. Please treat your syndrome and come out of it as early as possible. By not talking, things won't get right. It has never happened till now, it will never happen. Silence in you will create you. Silence in both of you will destroy you too. Silence in you, when you practice silence within you, it will create you. But when you unwantedly, unnecessarily maintain silence between both of you, it will destroy you too. And I strongly believe silence is good for you, not good for relationship. Communication is good for relationship. Communion is good for personal growth with your higher. And I think it's not so difficult. Simple thing. Don't create a withdrawal syndrome. Something which I have requested, begged, literally begged people is this. One goof up, which we all have done, which we are doing, and even after I mention it, we will keep doing all our life is gossip. There is no bigger termite than this to create cracks and break families, relationships, organizations, nations. Gossip. Listening to somebody else and coming to some conclusions about somebody else. What display of intelligence. Listening to somebody else about somebody else and come to the conclusion about somebody else. Wow. I don't have, I'll be able to explain you this in this way. So I wear reading glasses. Okay. I have a colleague of mine who helps me with technology. Viku, can you give me glasses, please? Yes. Now these are the spectacles of Vivek. These are my reading glasses. Vivek gives his spectacles to me to wear. Now you tell me, his spectacle will give him clarity. But his spectacle, when he gives me, does not give clarity. It creates confusion for me. Everything for me is now blur. Similarly, if I give my smart spectacles to Vivek, for me, when I put this and read, it gives me clarity. But to him, it will not give him clarity. It will give everything blur for him. Likewise, my dear friends. Thanks. Likewise, my dear friends. Somebody gives their view about somebody to you, and you wear that view on your eyes and see that relationship or that person, you'll never have clarity. In fact, that person who was looking clear to you without the spectacle or without that view, now will look blur for you or blur to you. My experience with this person does not necessarily means same experience you also will have. Like that, the son who gets married on the first night tells his wife his view about his mother, and he sees that woman as his mother. He gives his spectacles to his wife and asks her to see his mother through his view on her eyes, not knowing that mother is not mother to his wife, she is only a mother-in-law. Now when that girl, the bride, wears the spectacles of the husband and try to see at the mother-in-law, the spectacle is of the mother, and you are viewing a mother-in-law, you'll never have a clarity. You have already created a crack in the relationship much before it has begun, because you heard out to somebody, listen about somebody, and made conclusion about somebody, and with that spectacle, when you're going to see that, you'll never have clarity in that relationship. When there is a scratch on my spectacle, everything looks scratched to me. Similarly, when somebody comes and scratch on your spectacle towards a person, you'll always see that scratch on that person, not knowing that the scratch is actually on the spectacles of yours. And that is what gossip can do to you. Families have been destroyed. Marriages have been broken. Organizations have been closed down. Nations have been cheated. Only with this one goof up. Such a powerful goof up called gossip. And if you can just avoid this goof up called gossip, you can save all your beautiful relationships. Because all the relationships that begin, listen to my words, all the relationship that you began, or it begin, or you started, from the beginning they were never scratched. From the beginning they were never strained. They were all brilliant. They're all on a happy note. They were all on a good note. Don't tell me you build a relationship with an enemy. You don't go and shake hands with an enemy or whom you don't like. Because you like the person, you shook hands. Because you like the person, you build the friendship. Because you like the person, you started a relationship. Then suddenly how a clean, untouched, unscratched relationship goes through so much of confusion later, just because of this simple goof up which we keep adding. Goof up number 1. We don't teach people how to treat us. Goof up number 2. We start assuming by ourselves. Even when the person may not be meaning it, we make our own assumptions, and assumptions becomes perceptions, and this perception becomes belief, and it is difficult to change belief. And we have made perceptions and belief about almost every kind of person, depending on the community, depending upon the caste, depending upon the country, depending on the language. We have branded people with our own assumptions, and that is the spectacle with which we look at people from that community, that region, that religion, that cult, that city, that country. And now we are wondering why we are struggling in relationship. We only goofed it up big time. Go for number 3, guesswork. Hint, you will give hint by your body language or tantrums or by your sarcastic comments, but you will not come and tell straight, I did not like it, or I just don't enjoy this. Go for number 4, withdrawal syndrome. When you need to talk the maximum, when you need to communicate the most, that time only we will withdraw from that and we will not talk, and that cold war starts, and then even more big assumptions, even more guesswork, even more confusions. And if that time somebody can come and put something into your ears about that person, it's over for you. Already strained, ice is rock solid now, nobody want to break the ice, and that time the third person which comes. And very important, in relationship of two people, third person should not be involved, whether it is your marriage or whether it is a friendship. Why third person should be involved to get two of you together? That is so immaturish, that is so weak in a relationship. If you cannot create a relationship, build a relationship, sustain a relationship on your personal strength, then you never have a relationship anyway. If you need a third person to keep patching up between two of you, your relationship is already on a losing note. Don't allow third person to interfere in a relationship, because he or she does not know the complete picture. They only see what you have shown them. Like I said in the beginning, there is my side, your side, and right side. And the third person will never know what is the right side. You might talk with them, might share with them, but don't get influenced by the third person in relationship. And we keep doing it. And then keep wondering, why are we struggling in relationship? Please don't make gossip as a part of your life. On this one thing, I have begged to people. What happens between two of us? Third person don't need to know. Why should they know? And if they need to be told, if they need to know, two of us should call the third person and say, this is what happened between both of us and we want you to know, and this should happen in front of both of us. I think goof up can still be avoided. You sit with me in my office, my cabin, we have a very important discussion, and you go out and discuss with 3 more people outside whom I don't know or I am not aware of it. You gave the perception of your understanding. That perception may not be right. That perception you gave to 2-3 people outside. Now, they make perception of your perception about the meeting and me, and for no mistake of mine, they have made conclusion about me or assumption about me, and I keep wondering why suddenly they're not behaving well with me. Why? Because you gossiped or I gossiped. Either way. And this goof up has been one prime reason for people to suffer in relationship big time. The best thing you can do is, if you know something about somebody and if you don't like it, either you gulp it down, swallow it, or tell to that person who is bothering you. It's a very beautiful rule I follow in my life in relationship. Talk to the person, don't talk about the person. Talk to people, don't talk about people. If you don't like something about me, tell me. There is no point talking about me to everybody else, how it will change me, how that feedback will help me if you're not giving the feedback to me or not sharing what I want to, what you don't like about me. If something, come and tell me, this is what I don't like about you. Tell me. I may clarify to you, or I might get cleared, or I may not feel like explaining to you, but at least you're finished now. You told me on my face now. Now we will not tell to the person who bothers us. We go and tell the whole world about the person, that this person bothers me, this person's behavior bothers me. And how does it help you? Now what you have done is, you have put poison in the minds of so many people who are not even bothered by that person. And for no mistake of that person's image has been screwed up, messed up big time, even when that person is not done wrong to anybody else. How does it help you? What kind of maturity is this? You know, we are not people who can take straight away feedbacks. We feel very offended, but still it is okay. That is the best thing to do. Even if I have to say something to somebody about, I don't like the person's behavior. You know, it's sometimes awkward to me go and tell the person, boss, you are too much. You get into my nerves. It's not easy to tell me. Tell them, but I will go and still do it, because me not going and telling the person your behavior bothers me will not help me, nor it will help the other person. Me going and telling everybody in my world, this person is like that, this person is like this person like that, how it will help me and the person? It won't help anybody. Everybody's mind has little confusion created by us, by our dirty habit of gossiping. Please, I still beg to all of you, if you're watching, those of you watching, don't gossip. Don't gossip. You don't know the complete truth anyways. And even if you know, tell to the person no. It might help the person to change their lifestyle, their thought process, maybe change their behavior, change their attitude. 100 things is possible if you go and tell the person. Talk to people. Don't talk about people. It's a goof up which has made so many people pay price for no mistake of theirs. And even if they have done a mistake, the price they end up paying is too high. It's too high. Save your relationships. Save people. There is enough pain in life. If possible, build bridges. Don't create walls between relationships. Don't create walls between two people. If possible, break the wall. If possible, bridge the wall. but never ever create gaps. And gossips are capable of doing that. Avoid it. Get them right. And you can actually have a very beautiful relationship. There will be issues, but they are not goof ups. They are not something, they are very genuine problems. They need to be sorted out. We can discuss separately in some other program. But these small termites, what I call them as, are not visible, not known to us. We are ignorant about all these things, but they really damage relationship big time. Please get them right. Have a fabulous time with your each one loved ones. It's the right time because of what we are going through to build back, get back some lost people, lost relationships in life, and make sure you have a fabulous time with your families. Happy family, happy relationships, happy friendships, happy marriages, happy parenting, happy people with people. Love you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.